Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and it's me again. So for today's topic, we will be discussing about tips, Law School Tips 101. So this is for all the freshmen or incoming freshman law students, and also for those who are law students who are in their second year. Yes, right. So basically this is for all the law students. I hope this episode or this video will help you in your journey in law school. So let's start with the first tip. So tip number 1 is during the first few days in law school, you have to make friends with your class. Right. So you have to make friends kasi sila yung mga tao na pwede mong puntahan or like pwede mong tanungan if you have problems of understanding specific provisions or specific subject or specific principles. At least may mga tao ka na pwede mong puntahan or pwede mong tanungan. So you have to make friends in law school, though it is not a must, but it's way better if you have friends so that your journey in law school will be happier and exciting and not so stressful if you have friends, right? So that is the tip number 1. You have to make friends in law school. Tip number 2 is very important. You have to know your professors. This is very important because if you know your professors, then you know how to study his or her subject. So, and in that case or in this kind of situation, to know your professors, you have to ask higher years like second year, third year, or fourth year, or even students who were under his subjects before. Right? So you can ask his or her teaching styles or kung ano ba yung book na pwedeng gamitin sa kanyang class. So that is tip number 2. You have to know your professor so that you won't be having a hard time in his or her classes. Okay, so moving on, let's go to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is time management. You have to know how to manage your time. In law school, maraming subjects, maraming difficult subjects, and lalo na pag yung 2 or 3 difficult subjects ay nagsabay-sabay in one day. So you have to manage your time properly. If possible lang, you can write your schedule on that day or at that specific time kung ano yung dapat mong gawin or kung ano yung i-study mo on that day. So you have to manage your time properly. And say for example, if you are a nocturnal person, as we all know in law school, most of the classes are in the evening. So late ka nang uuwi ng bahay or like pagod ka na. But if you are a nocturnal person, so after ng class, maybe rest for a couple of minutes or couple of hours or maybe couple of minutes lang. Kasi pag hour na baka matulog ka na. So couple of minutes and then continue studying. Proceed with your scheduled plan on that night para productive yung gabi mo as a nocturnal person. But if you are a morning person, so after class, then you have to go home and then prepare your materials or books na babasahin mo the following day. And in that case, if you're a morning person, you have to wake up early also para naman ang productive yung araw mo on that day. So tip number 3 is you have to know how to manage your time. Time management is very important to avoid cramming. So the next tip is tip number 4. Tip number 4 is study strategically. So you have to study strategically to avoid cramming. And when I say study strategically, you have to take down notes. You have to take down notes, the important parts of the subject that you're studying on that day, so that come recitation you will just remember them right away and you won't be out of focus. So that is very important. You have to take down notes, and also you should know and understand what you are reading. This is very important so that you won't be having a hard time in explaining this to the professor. You just don't study because you want to like read a lot of pages and you don't understand anything. You study and you understand what you have read, so that it will be easy for you to relay to the professor if he or she will ask you questions in relation to what you have studied or in relation to your subject on that day. So this is tip number 4, study strategically. So now let's go on to tip number 5. So this tip number 5 is also related to tip number 1. So tip number 5 is you ask your friends if you don't understand something or anything. Right? So as what I've said in the first tip, that friends are also important, because if you don't know what you are studying or if you don't understand what you have studied, then you can call a friend to let him or her explain to you what this principle is all about. So this is tip number 5. If you don't know anything or if you don't know something or what, ask your friends. It will not make you less of a human, or it will not make you less of an intelligent person, right? So you have to ask your friends to survive law school. And now let's go on to tip number 6. Tip number 6 is if during recitation you have to be confident and don't mind the insults of the professors. As we all know, professors in law school are very good in insulting you. It will challenge you emotionally, spiritually, or whatsoever. So don't mind their insults. It will just feel you nervous, and it will just let you out of focus. So don't mind their insults. And one more thing, if you don't know the answer to the question, or if you don't know, or if you haven't read the case, don't bluff. This is very true, because I've experienced this, but not me. My classmate. My classmate bluffed a certain case because he wasn't able to read the case, so he bluffed. And then our professor, like, they've been teaching for quite a long time, and then they've been teaching the same subject matter, the same cases, and our professor got angry. Like, he said, like, he got insulted because my classmate bluffed. So better if just be honest. Just tell your professor that I don't know or I haven't read the case. It will not make you less of a person. It will not make you less of an intelligent person if you will accept that you haven't read or you don't know the case. So yeah, be confident if you know the answer, and if you don't know, don't bluff, just be honest. So that is right. So and the last tip that I will be sharing to you guys is never give up. Never ever give up. You enter law school, finish law school. If you have experienced challenges, failures in law school, get up and continue law school. If it's your dream and if you want to become a lawyer in the future, don't quit. Never ever give up. So, first year, second year, third, fourth year, or fifth year, just finish law school. So these are the 7 tips that I think is helpful to new law students, freshmen in law school. So, and also to the regular law students. So these are the tips, and I hope these tips will help you somehow in your journey in law school, and it will help you as well survive law school. So start strong, finish strong. Alright, so thank you everyone guys for watching my video for today, and I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's LawJob TV, and don't forget also to click the notification bell for more updates and more videos. Right, so thank you everyone, and see you again in my next video. Bye guys, and enjoy, and God bless law school. Goodbye.